This message comes to you as a profound warning and a sacred pause sent directly from the spiritual realm to intercept your path. For a long time, you have been walking forward while unknowingly carrying a heavy emotional burden that was never meant for your shoulders. You have consistently given your energy, kindness, and trust to people who did not have your best intentions at heart. This divine interruption is a deliberate act of protection, telling you to halt before you take another step down a path that looks safe, but is actually filled with hidden traps and false promises. You are being asked to realize that your recent feelings of exhaustion and unease are not random or accidental. You have felt a strange tension in your conversations and a deep drain on your spirit because your spiritual intuition has been trying to alert you to dishonesty around you. You are not being paranoid, and you are not imagining the shift in the air. Your soul is naturally reacting to the unseen reality of the situation. Heaven is officially breaking the silence to validate your feelings and to stop you from ignoring the warning signs out of mere politeness or hope. A specific exposure is happening right now regarding a woman in your life who has held a significant amount of influence over your thoughts and your personal growth. This is someone you deeply trusted, but she has been hiding intense envy behind a mask of helpful advice and masking her bitterness as genuine concern. Every time you shared your dreams or asked for her support, things inexplicably fell apart because her words were designed to plant seeds of shame and doubt rather than encouragement. A higher power is now completely lifting the veil on this deceptive relationship so that you can see her true motives clearly and protect your future. The hidden conversations, the gossip, and the manipulation that have taken place behind your back are finally being brought out into the open light. The people who smiled to your face while using their words like weapons in your absence will no longer be able to hide their true nature. You have spent far too much time forgiving actions you did not understand and taking the blame for mistakes you never committed just to keep the peace. This is the exact hour of your release, where the truth will rush in like a wave to shatter every single lie that has kept you bound to false relationships. Your angelic protectors have been standing faithfully beside you through every lonely night, every secret betrayal, and every unanswered prayer that broke your heart. They have watched you remain kind to people who resented your very existence, and they have decided that you have suffered in silence for long enough. While everything might appear completely calm and unchanged on the outside, the spiritual world is actively moving to defend your name and your destiny. You are being commanded to stand perfectly still right now so that you can receive the divine clarity and wisdom required for your next steps. This current season of your life is a necessary time of spiritual pruning, where everything fake is being intentionally separated from what is real. There are individuals whose assigned time in your story has officially ended, yet they continue to cling to you because they are desperate to feed off your light and your energy. They want your comforting presence, but they have absolutely no desire to join you on a path of genuine healing or personal growth. You must find the strength to release these people with total peace and absolute certainty, knowing that letting go is the only way to make room for your elevation. The restlessness and loss of sleep you have experienced lately are happening because the people who spoke against you can feel that your favor is rising without their permission. They are becoming incredibly uneasy because they realize they can no longer block the blessings or control the narrative of your life. Even now, someone you deeply care about is experiencing an intense internal battle because they were fed malicious lies about your character that simply do not match the purity of your spirit. You are encouraged to pray for them, but you must keep your eyes focused forward on your own journey. You are being urged not to let nostalgia, loneliness, or old memories blind you into returning to places, habits, or people that previously broke your spirit. Walking backward into what is already empty will only cause you far more pain than the temporary discomfort of letting go. This message is your ultimate confirmation that you are safe, fiercely protected, and being led out of darkness into a season of true restoration. Open your heart completely, trust the divine timing of this awakening, and refuse to take another step until you have fully accepted this truth into your soul. This message arrives like a powerful, roaring tide in your life, urging your spirit to pause and fully comprehend the hidden truths surrounding you. You have likely felt an undeniable presence around you, even during your quietest and most solitary moments. This is not a trick of your mind or a shadow in the room, but your guardian angel trying to communicate a deep sense of urgency to your heart. You are being instructed to stop moving forward blindly and to carefully examine the spiritual reality of your current situation before making another move. You may frequently find yourself awake at exactly 2:39 a.m., staring at the ceiling and wondering why you keep experiencing the same emotional pain through different people. It is vital for you to understand that this repetitive cycle is not your fault, but rather a sign that a major spiritual shift is occurring. This exact moment serves as a clear line in the sand for your life, where the choices you make next will determine what stays with you and what drops away forever. You are being given the opportunity to break free from the patterns that have kept you stuck in exhaustion. Over time, you have unknowingly become entangled in invisible spiritual threads and emotional cords from old conversations, silent agreements, and negative energies. Because you possess a deeply kind, trusting, and hopeful nature, you absorb these heavy burdens from others without realizing the damage it was doing to your soul. Your angel has been gently pulling at these threads to loosen their grip before they completely crush your ability to dream, believe, and love. These suffocating attachments cannot be broken by force, but will naturally dissolve as the light of truth enters your life. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your secret pain has been entirely ignored and that your heartfelt prayers never made it past the ceiling. However, the spiritual realm assure you that not a single tear has fallen onto your pillow without being noticed and deeply cared for by heaven. Every silent sigh of exhaustion you have uttered was met with angelic comfort, and those painful experiences have been carried into a space where miracles are formed. Your long-awaited answers are finally on the way, but you must first slow down and fully comprehend the hidden dynamics of your life. There is someone currently in your inner circle who pretends to be completely loyal to you, but actually harbors intense confusion and hidden negativity in their spirit. They comfortably laugh and smile with you, yet your intuition has always picked up on a subtle, unsettling feeling whenever they are around. You must stop blaming yourself and assuming you are simply being too sensitive, because your sensitivity is actually a gift of divine protection. The unease you feel is a direct warning from your angel, alerting you that this person is quietly draining your life force. You are being called to be incredibly brave and to honestly evaluate who genuinely pours into your life versus who merely takes from you while pretending to be your friend. It is time to stop shrinking your personality and your ambitions just to make insecure people feel more comfortable around you. You must no longer waste your energy explaining yourself to individuals who deliberately choose to misunderstand your intentions. Your inner light was never meant to be traded away for temporary acceptance or superficial warmth from people who cannot appreciate your true value. You have been remarkably patient, waiting silently in the background while your own soul was longing to express itself and shine brightly. Your angel is now announcing that this long period of painful waiting is officially coming to an end. A beautiful new path has been meticulously prepared for you, but if you insist on walking down the same old familiar road, you will pass right by your blessings without realizing they were yours. This is your definitive moment to pause, realign your life with your true purpose, and step into the future you were born to live. The very next person you allow close to your heart will have a massive impact on your emotional well-being, either helping you grow or introducing toxicity into your environment. You must choose your connections through careful discernment and prayer, rather than rushing into them out of loneliness or external pressure. Pay close attention to genuine inner peace rather than empty, flashy promises from charming people. A specific individual is being guided into your life whose presence will completely elevate your direction, but they cannot reach you if your heart remains tied to past hurts. Lately, you have likely experienced highly unusual and vivid dreams filled with strange faces, fragmented scenes, unfamiliar songs, or a hand reaching out to you. You might wake up with your heart racing and dismiss these experiences as meaningless, but they are actually deep soul memories trying to resurface. Heaven is utilizing these dreams to remind you of your true identity and your spiritual strength before you entered this difficult world. You are not defined by the painful scars people gave you or the lies you used to believe, and you must stop pretending to be less than who you truly are. If you feel like a specific vision, dream, or promise you cherished has died, know that it has simply been tucked away safely inside your heart for the right moment. The intense heaviness you feel right now is not a sign of permanent failure, but rather the spiritual pressure that naturally precedes a massive personal breakthrough. You are currently experiencing the final, most difficult moments of a profound spiritual rebirth. You must absolutely refuse to give up now, because the exact moment you feel like quitting is usually right before your hard work is crowned with success. During this coming week, you will begin to notice undeniable signs and synchronicities all around you, such as repeating numbers, hearing a name from your past, or feeling a sudden breeze. These occurrences are not random coincidences, but direct confirmations from the spiritual realm that your attention is urgently needed. You cannot afford to mindlessly scroll past your destiny or sleep through a divine visitation that is meant to alter your life. You are being asked to keep your heart soft enough to hear the guidance and brave enough to act on it immediately. You are currently safer and more protected than you have been in many years, because a massive shift has officially occurred in the unseen spiritual world. The people who intentionally tried to plant confusion and self-doubt in your spirit are completely losing their access to your personal energy. The environments and social circles where your name was disrespected or mishandled will now suffer greatly from your sudden absence. Every beautiful thing, opportunity, or sense of peace you thought you lost is being returned to you in a much better form. To receive these blessings, you must completely stop seeking out old distractions and use this hour to entirely reset your mind, body, and spirit. The tears you have held back for so long are considered deeply sacred, and not a single drop of your emotional output has been wasted or forgotten. Even your worst emotional breakdowns are being utilized as building blocks to construct a much stronger, wiser version of yourself. Your long period of isolation was not a punishment, but a necessary time of preparation so that you could properly handle the growth that is about to bloom. A magnificent new door is opening for you, and the overall direction of your life is changing for the better. However, you must remain vigilant, because negative influences will attempt to keep you busy, worn out, discouraged, and constantly doubting your own worth. This divine message is interrupting your routine today because your overarching purpose is far too important to be risked or delayed by silly distractions. You carry a unique fire, healing in your voice, and a story of freedom that is meant to inspire and lead others out of their own darkness. You were never created to simply blend into the crowd, but were sent here to break toxic family cycles, establish positive legacies, and bring light to others. The reason your path feels incredibly difficult right now is because true internal transformation never takes place within the boundaries of comfort. You do not need to be afraid of the unknown because you are being held by the hand and guided safely through the emotional fog. You are not late, you are not broken, and you are certainly not forgotten. You are simply being refined for what your heart is about to hold. You are being urged to pause and listen deeply before taking another single step on your current path. There is an urgent call to lay everything down. Your future plans, your relationships, your biggest dreams, and your deepest fears, and allow a higher divine wisdom to rearrange them. You are being asked to hand over your expectations so that you can clearly see the difference between what is genuinely real and what is merely temporary in your life. This is a crucial moment of alignment where you can finally identify the situations that are draining your spirit and be guided toward the things that will truly feed your soul. Your guardian angel is warning you that this is your final opportunity to pause and reset before experiencing a massive personal breakthrough. This specific moment is a test of your trust, a sacred space where the spiritual realm is leaning in to see if you will willingly let go of control. Incredible hidden resources are already being unlocked on your behalf, and the right people are being perfectly positioned to bring blessings into your life. Inspiring, divine ideas are about to enter your consciousness, and doors of opportunity are going to open that no human being will ever be able to close. However, all of these impending blessings are directly tied to your willingness to listen and cooperate with this guidance right now. They depend entirely on your choices today. Completely separate from your past mistakes, your previous failures, or the pain you have carried for so long. You are being reminded that you are never alone and that you can find true, deep rest in this divine presence. The path ahead of you has already been surveyed, cleared of obstacles, and prepared by a higher power that has already spoken to the hearts of the people who will be sent to help you. Because the way has already been prepared, you do not need to force situations, manipulate outcomes, or strain yourself to make things happen. There is a magnificent miracle waiting for you that has been wrapped in silence, a massive promise that was cleverly disguised as a frustrating delay, and a breakthrough hidden within a simple act of letting go. You must not miss out on these gifts by rushing through your days or trying to mentally figure out every single detail on your own. Having true faith does not mean you possess all the answers, but rather that you trust the higher wisdom that does. Your angel is standing faithfully right beside you, and the spiritual universe is waiting in anticipation for your internal response to this message. This divine interruption is not meant to cause you fear or anxiety, but is designed to bring your life into perfect, harmonious alignment. This season is not about losing the things you care about, but about gaining everything you truly deserve. To receive these gifts in their fullest capacity, you must completely surrender the heavy emotional weight you were never meant to carry and accept the guidance being offered. You are being assured that this divine presence is neither distant nor silent, even when your life has felt entirely empty. This guidance has been actively working through every sudden interruption, every annoying detour, and every lengthy delay you have faced. You have been fiercely protected from the very things you thought you wanted, because something infinitely greater is being prepared for your future. It is time to let go of your grip, listen to your inner voice, Trust the process and lean into prayer. The profound shift you have been waiting for will not come from endless striving, hard labor, or frantic energy, but from a willing surrender to peace. The miracle you have been praying for will not materialize through chaos and noise, but will reveal itself in moments of absolute stillness. The blessings you have been actively chasing will finally catch up to you the moment you stop running away from your true spiritual path. Right now, you have a vital choice to make, and you are being encouraged to choose quiet stillness, absolute clarity, and divine alignment. This message is a powerful reminder that your current season of life is undergoing a deep and divine transformation. For a long time, you may have felt like you were being pushed into the background, hidden away, and entirely forgotten by the people around you. Those who hurt you or walked away might have believed they successfully silenced your voice and erased your presence from their lives. However, a higher power is actively reversing that narrative by bringing your worth into the light where everyone can see it. The unfair treatment you endured is no longer going to remain a secret, as the truth is finally forcing its way to the surface. The sudden shift happening in your life right now is not meant to cause unnecessary cruelty or public embarrassment for those who wronged you. Instead, this transition serves as a profound and undeniable sign that you are deeply protected from harm. Every single plot, rumor, or negative intention that was formed against you in secret is losing its power and falling apart. You are being encouraged to pay close attention to your surroundings because the spiritual atmosphere is changing rapidly. The long period of heavy silence and confusion is ending, and a new wave of clarity is taking its place. Behind closed doors and far out of your sight, the very people who caused you pain are beginning to experience the consequences of their actions. They might have appeared completely unbothered, happy, and successful after they walked away from you. But their inner reality is entirely different now. The heavy weight of their own choices is starting to press down on their conscience, causing them immense emotional distress. They are facing a deep internal sorrow because they know exactly how poorly they treated you. The reality of what they did is becoming far too heavy for them to carry any longer. You are being assured that you must never view yourself as the bad person or the failure in this situation. Your only true offense was carrying a genuine, bright light that made other people uncomfortable with their own hidden darkness. You brought honesty, purity, and a real chance at healing into a situation where other people preferred to wear masks and play games. Because your authenticity forced them to look at their own flaws, they chose to resist your presence and actively sabotage the bond you shared. They simply could not handle the goodness you brought into their lives. Every single moment of silent suffering you went through was witnessed by a higher power that keeps a perfect record of your tears. Even when your heart was completely shattered and your spirit felt entirely drained, you chose to keep loving and praying. You did not allow bitterness to consume your heart, and you resisted the urge to fight back with malice or seek your own revenge. Because you chose the path of peace and patiently waited for justice, your endurance is now being acknowledged and rewarded. Your quiet dignity during those painful moments has not gone unnoticed. The painful ending of that relationship or situation was never meant to be the final chapter of your life story. The betrayal you experienced was actually a necessary departure point designed to launch you into a much higher position. Sometimes, people are allowed to walk away from you simply because they are too broken to understand or appreciate a whole soul. They recognized the depth of your character, and it terrified them because they were not ready to face their own internal issues. Their exit was a reflection of their own limitations, not a reflection of your personal worth. Right now, those individuals are being haunted by the memories of your kindness and the genuine love you offered them. Their minds are constantly replaying the conversations you had, and they are finding it impossible to escape the impact you left on their lives. The poor decisions they made have created a storm of regret inside their own minds. But you are not required to sit in that storm with them. Your purpose is to rise far above the chaos and look forward to the bright future that is waiting for you. The very obstacles that were meant to destroy your confidence will now become the foundation for your greatest success. The people who chose to whisper about you behind your back and try to ruin your reputation will soon have to watch you thrive. This public elevation is not meant to be a petty act of revenge, but rather a beautiful process of divine redemption. You are being prepared to receive abundance, honor, and peace directly in the sight of the people who tried to make you feel small. Your cup will overflow with blessings that no human being can take away from you. This marks the exact moment where your pain turns into your greatest victory. As this new chapter begins, it is incredibly important that you keep your heart pure and free from any lingering resentment. Do not allow the cruelty of other people to transform you into someone who is cold, distant, or bitter. The beauty, empathy, and deep capacity to love that you hold inside your spirit are rare gifts that were placed there for a grand purpose. You were created to bring healing and wisdom to this world, even if the people from your past were too blind to understand it. Their rejection of you was actually a form of divine redirection away from further harm. You were intentionally pulled away from environments and connections that would have eventually drained your soul and broken your spirit entirely. The precise moment you felt like giving up completely was the exact moment that heaven began moving mountains on your behalf. Even though you could not see the progress at the time, the signs of your spiritual renewal are now becoming visible everywhere. If you feel a sense of restlessness inside you, it is only because you are being stretched and prepared for a much larger life. You were never created to live a small, hidden existence. The individuals who were incapable of celebrating your wins and supporting your dreams have no place in your future. They served their purpose as a part of your preparation, but they were never meant to be your final destination. They viewed your potential as a threat to their own security instead of viewing it as a beautiful gift to be cherished. Because of this, room is being made in your life for new connections that are fully aligned with your soul. You will soon attract people who are emotionally mature, spiritually awake, and ready to love you correctly. You have also been surrounded by powerful angelic protection, specifically from Archangel Michael, who has been defending you in ways you do not even realize. This protection has shielded your mind from negative mental attacks and kept your reputation safe from deceptive gossip. Many traps and obstacles were set up to trip you up, but they failed completely because you were being guarded by a higher power. You did not need to know about every negative thing plotted against you because your gentle heart needed to be preserved for greater things. The tears you cried in isolation are now turning into the very seeds that will grow your future blessings. The person who hurt you now wishes more than anything that they could undo the damage, take back their harsh words, and erase their silence. They falsely believed that betraying your trust would bring them some kind of personal gain, but they are now paying a heavy spiritual price. You do not need to say a single word to them, nor do you need to spend any energy trying to get even. Your only task is to remain still, stay at peace, and watch how perfectly everything is being made right on your behalf. Justice is unfolding naturally without you needing to lift a finger. True justice does not always arrive with a loud, dramatic display or a public confrontation. Sometimes, justice is quiet, showing up as an overwhelming sense of inner peace that keeps you steady while the lives of others crumble from their own poor choices. You must never look back and think you were weak for caring so deeply or foolish for loving so unconditionally. You were used as an instrument to show those people what unconditional love and heavenly grace look like. You were a light in their darkest moments, and the memory of that light will follow them wherever they go. They walked away from an answered prayer when they chose to leave your life, but you cannot waste your time waiting for them to realize their mistake. Your journey must continue forward, because your destiny is far more important than their lingering sense of guilt. You are being called into higher spaces, into opportunities that others tried to block, and into relationships that will heal you rather than hurt you. You are completely safe now, fully covered, and you are being accurately guided by a divine spirit toward your true home. Every single delay you experienced in your life had a specific, protective purpose behind it. Every disappointment that broke your heart was actually a hidden blessing that redirected you towards something much better. Even the deepest pain you carried had a prophetic meaning, showing that what hurt you the most will eventually become the source of your greatest wisdom. The truth is coming out to the public, but it will not break your spirit. It will finally set you completely free from the past. The secrets that people tried so hard to hide from you are losing all their power over your emotions. You are going to see your entire life situation with absolute clarity, allowing you to breathe deeply and move forward with an abundance of wisdom. You can finally let go of the heavy burdens you have been carrying for so long. Your story is far from over, and the peace, joy, and restoration that are coming into your life will far exceed the pain of anything you lost. Ultimately, this profound pause is your invitation to completely transform your current perspective on life. You are being reminded that you are a resilient soul, capable of rising from any hardship with grace, power, and dignity. The invisible hands of the universe are orchestrating a clean slate for you, sweeping away the negative remnants of the past to build a glorious framework for your future. Keep your eyes fixed forward. Open your arms wide to receive the endless blessings meant for you, and take solace in the fact that your true victory has already begun.